a truckload of plywood. Island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our family island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
In Tuesday's show, Speak Easy. Let's go underground and discover Nassau's latest hangout. And we're back with our Book of the Month. We'll discuss the details on the show. And that's our show for today. Join us tomorrow right here on the ZNS Network at 6 p.m. Have a great evening, everyone.
At the House of Assembly, I'm Lucayan. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top story. The Deputy Prime Minister discusses key development on Grand Bahama. GB Chamber President weighs in on Grand Lucayan sale as PLP Chairman calls for patience. And relationship coach responding to a viral video of a woman being abused.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Yolanda Thompson-Everest. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, Grand Bahama's bounce back is becoming increasingly evident. This as major projects totaling billions of dollars continue to take shape. In tonight's top story, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation shares his optimism for increased investments, pointing to the recently held Diplomatic Week as a positive sign. Shalia Rule has more in this report.
Diplomatic Week 2024 bringing over 100 diplomats to Grand Bahama. This signals the island's potential for transformation and new investments. This, according to the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper.
I was intent on making the point of my optimism about the future for Grand Bahama on all of the attributes that Grand Bahama has that's beneficial for investors, local and foreign.
But one investment residents eagerly anticipate is the sale of the Grand Lucayan Resort. In response to the growing anticipation, the Deputy Prime Minister states that an announcement will be made once the money is in the bank.
We're managing this resort. We consistently employ more than 200 Bahamians here, and we consistently work to drive the occupancy level up. So notwithstanding, we're not sitting on our hands. The team here is doing a good job at keeping the Grand Lucayan Resort the staple that it is in this community.
Now, as for the Grand Bahama International Airport, another key infrastructure project cementing Grand Bahama's rebound, the Honorable Chester Cooper says visible progress will be seen soon.
There is significant work that's going on. And in due course, we will see tangible vertical progress.
A major project in the pipeline is the transformation of the International Bazaar into an Afro-Caribbean marketplace. Cooper commends the Minister for Grand Bahama for this venture, adding that it will help connect the Bahamas to Africa.
I understand that persons in Grand Bahama are looking forward to the road opening, but the Afro-Caribbean marketplace is going to be a tremendous draw for tourism, for the creative arts, the orange economy, and it's going to open a lot of doors for trade between the Bahamas and Africa.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Meanwhile, as Grand Bahamians wait with bated breath for the sale of the Grand Lucayan and similarly progress on the Grand Bahama International Airport, the Chamber of Commerce president is now sharing his concerns. Cleopatra Murphy has that report.
With government investing money into the upkeep of the Grand Lucayan Resort, President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, James Carey, is questioning why it is taking so long to sell the property.
Why not dispose of this property? money spent is gone, and how much has been spent since this hotel was acquired by the government.
Prime Minister Davis insists government is trying to get the best deal. This is after government canceled the Minister administration's planned $55 million sale of the property to Bahama Port Investments Limited, a partnership between Royal Caribbean International and the ITM Group, and the Davis administration's planned $100 million sale to Electra America Hospitality Group fell through in 2022. Kerry's query comes after the Prime Minister in mid-September suggested a deal could be closed in a week or two, but told reporters this week talks with a potential buyer are still in progress. Kerry believes the airport and the Grand Lucayan are key to the island's continued growth.
We wonder if the absence of airlift is impacting the possible sale of this hotel. We don't know. I mean, it may be contributing to that, and I can see that it will.
It's a catch-22, he says, because even if the airport destroyed by Hurricane Dorian in 2019 were fully up and running, the challenge is, where would people stay? Kerry asked where are the updates on the facility after government announced a partnership with the Manchester Group, a planned $200 million investment.
I hope it's not a case of we're waiting to get nearer to 2026 to see some differences, but in the interim, we continue to be without knowledge, and the community, the people, continue to suffer in terms of not realizing their greatest potential in terms of their earnings.
Prime Minister Davis has acknowledged that he had hoped to have shovels in the ground already. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
In response, Progressive Liberal Party Chairman, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, reveals that the government is actively seeking a potential Bahamian buyer for the Grand Lucayan Resort. He urges residents to exercise patience regarding the sale of the property.
What is happening is that there is a period of due diligence which is going on with some people who are potential buyers. And when that process reaches an end, then I think there'll be a proper announcement about it. And I know there's a great deal of impatience about it. Many of us have ideas about Bahamians actually having a shot in the private sector, Bahamians are having a shot of trying to develop it. But you just have to be patient with this. There's a lot, I know, riding on it. In terms of the economic success of the island.
Just one station.
A disturbing video of a woman being beaten by a man has been circulating on social media. The dispute allegedly sparked after the woman appeared at the workplace of another woman known to the man. In this report, a behavioral therapist weighs in on unhealthy relationships and offers guidance. This video circulating widely on social media over the weekend, sparking concern among residents. In the disturbing footage, a woman is being heard being repeatedly beaten by a man. In response, behavioral therapist Harrison Thompson advises women that love is not abuse.
When a person has spent so much time in abusive situations, when they've spent so much time not getting their needs met, whenever a person comes into their life and they're doing the bare minimum, that bare minimum can feel like a breath of fresh air. And so because a lot of people don't have positive examples with what it really means or what it really feels like to be loved, to be respected, the wrong person can be given second, third, fourth, and fifth chances.
Thompson warns that normalizing dysfunctional relationships can prevent individuals from recognizing the full extent of the harm these relationships can cause.
I think that's what leads to a lot of these interactions of violence between men and women, particularly because we're not fully understanding of what it really means to be committed anymore. It seems like the average Bahamian person bases the foundation of their commitment on how they feel.
The behavioral therapist clarifies that commitment extends beyond feelings. He adds that when someone enters a relationship without healing from past trauma, they may settle for the bare minimum.
And so because a lot of people don't have positive examples with what it really means or what it really feels like to be loved, to be respected, the wrong person can be given second, third, fourth, and fifth chances simply because that person is clinging to the first emotional experience that they've been hungering for quite a while.
Thompson offers advice to both the woman and the man.
We have to understand that it is never okay for us to act out of emotion, especially when you are strong and capable of extreme violence and danger, to just act out of how you feel in any given situation. And love has to first begin with understanding, what does self-love look like? So that if anybody ever violates that kind of action and behavior, you can know automatically that this isn't an individual I need to be investing my time with.
It's a concerning issue, one that has caused at least one woman her life this year and has claimed many others in the past. In this report, Cleopatra Murphy takes a look at domestic violence and its impact on not only those who suffer it, but the ones witnessing it.
Bruises and isolation from family and friends. These are just some of the signs people can observe in persons suffering domestic abuse in silence. It's an issue Officer in charge of the Domestic Violence Unit, ASP Miriam Archer, is trying to bring attention to, concerned about the trends on Grand Bahama. Her advice to victims: don't be embarrassed.
Always speak to someone if you are afraid to go to the police, or always try to seek help. And when I say help, we have a lot of private NGOs, or we have a lot of non-profit organizations that actually assist.
21-year-old Heavenly Tervius, killed in the presence of her 1-month-old son in January 2022, is just one of the faces of individuals who have lost their lives to domestic violence. While women are most often on the receiving end, men are also victims. But what about children observing a loved one's abuse? Archer says they too are impacted.
Some female children tend to isolate themselves, and we have some male children that actually turns to bullying. And this is how it spills over into society, and it becomes a cycle. When they reach into adulthood, they too either become victims or abusers.
She says people need better conflict resolution, a major part of the problem. For victims, she says try to remove yourself from the situation if possible, contact police or someone else, but get help.
The Domestic Violence Unit is here to assist victims of domestic abuse, whether it be male or female. The contact for the unit is 350-3085. In the case of an extreme emergency, you can contact 911 or one of the relevant stations in your area.
Officials say on average, victims make 8 complaints to police before finally leaving an abusive relationship. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
And still to come.
When we come back, today is Remembrance Day, a special ceremony held in honor of the fallen soldiers.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse, the people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Third Dimension is back and better than ever for all of your home improvement needs, from tools and plumbing to housewares and a brand new paint center. Stop by Third Dimension, call 352-6126 and get started on your next project today. It's Football Sundays at Prop Club Beach in the Grand Lucayan. Catch all the action from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. with happy hour deals all day. Great food, cold drinks, and your favorite teams. Call 373-1333 for more info.
Bahamas, it's a grand celebration honoring Apostle Leon Wallace, Friday, November 22nd at Grand Lucayan Resort, Grand Bahama, 6:30 p.m. Admission is free. Love gifts welcome. See you there.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody
does it
better.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The 25th Annual Remembrance Day Parade and Ecumenical Service, bringing together representatives of various youth organizations and marching bands in honor of the fallen soldiers. Shalia Rule provides more details in this report.
Uniform branches and schools in Grand Bahama gathering at the Pro Cathedral of Christ the King to march in remembrance of the fallen soldiers of World Wars I and II. The march culminating at Mary Star of the Sea Catholic Church, where government officials joined for a special Remembrance Day service. Honorable Ginger Moxie, Minister for Grand Bahama, laying a wreath on the altar as a show of condolences for the war veterans. Reverend Elkanah Brian Seymour blesses attendees with a heartfelt homily.
I'd like to say to us this afternoon, evening, if you never remember anything that I've said, remember that we should make good memories and give God thanks.
During the service, attendees stood for approximately 3 minutes in honor of World War victims, while flags were hoisted in the air. Pastors also lifting prayers for the nation and restoration, Grand Bahama, veterans and their families, and for the youth.
Oh God, we thank you. You are worthy of all glory and praise.
Lord, please hear our prayer. Heal our land.
Those that are still with us, provide for them.
We ask, God, that you would begin to move mightily among the young people in our nation.
Cecil Thompson, chairman of the Grand Bahama Remembrance Day Parade Committee and chairman, explains that the Remembrance Day service is a memorable one as the last living World War II vet in Grand Bahama passed away in September of this year.
All of our Grand Bahama-based veterans, Bahamas-based veterans have passed away. Mr. Kelman was the last of that unique group of men and women to pass.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
It's now time for your Health is Wealth Monday tip, sponsored by Lucayan Family Concierge Limited.
In 2018, the Pan American Health Organization stated that 6.8% of Bahamians were pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetes comes before type 2 diabetes. It means that your blood sugar level is higher than normal, but not high enough to be called diabetes. Risk factors for pre-diabetes include obesity, family history of diabetes, and a sedentary lifestyle. If you have been diagnosed with pre-diabetes, there are ways to prevent transitioning to type 2 diabetes. Prevention depends on your will to make lifestyle changes. One of the best ways to reduce your risk is by exercising. If you're not exercising now, set an achievable goal to start 2 to 3 days a week for 30 minutes. If you or someone you know is at risk for prediabetes, ask your primary care provider to screen you at your next visit. My name is Nurse Thorell Smith, and remember, your health is your wealth.
And that's a look at stories making news. Shane, I hear Buddy Hield has achieved another milestone.
That's right, Yolanda. He continues to prove he's one of the elite bucket getters in the NBA.
All right, sports is up next, but first, a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Cause it's so beautiful.
When you order a large Pizza Hut specialty pizza, you unlock a delicious deal. For a limited time, you can add a small one-topping pizza for just $2 more. Hawaiian, Supreme, barbecue chicken, meat lovers, and more flavors. And for just $2, you can double the deliciousness. But hurry, this mouth-watering twice as nice deal won't last forever. Call Pizza Hut Freeport at 352-9191 today.
Have you been waiting for windows? Then wait no more. Cornet Bahamas have in stock now PVC sliding windows, casement windows, and impact sliding windows with mirror tinted glass, all in different sizes and styles. Call us at 352-1301 or visit any of our 4 locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera for the great products and great prices. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Cornet Bahamas, dream, design, deliver.
Portobello's at the Grand Lucayan invites everyone to a Thanksgiving celebration. Enjoy Sunday brunch on November 24th or Thankful Thursday on November 28th with a buffet and live entertainment. For more details and reservations, call 373-1333.
Ever heard of variety? At Hair Depot Plus, we have hair, skin, home appliances, body care, garden tools, and cleaning supplies. We are located in the LMR Mall. WhatsApp us at 808-5316. Now, that is what I call variety.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to Sports. Leading off, the Grand Bahama Basketball Association's Night League tips off later this week, November 14th, and they've got some big plans in store. Here's President Keno Williams.
We plan on having an opening night down there in 8 Mile Rock. We want to not just bring basketball to Freeport in general, but we want to also involve the surrounding communities like 8 Mile Rock. We have about 10 teams. We expect about 10 teams this year. We have a lot of teams returning from last year because we want to make basketball more family oriented, so everybody can bring out their kids, their grandparents.
Next in sports, the Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association crowning their men's, women's, and co-ed champions over the weekend. The Cooper's Destroyers rolled to a 4-0 series sweep of the Pats Uniform Reds. They rout the Reds 14-4 in the 4th and final game. Over in the men's division, the CLA Hitters also swept the Reds 4-0. Quinta Cooper was named the MVP of both the men's and co-ed division, as well as the best defensive infielder. However, Pat's uniform would not leave empty-handed. The Lady Reds defeated the Amspec Lady Oilers 14-3 in a decisive Game 4 to win the series 3-1. Tara Evans won the award for Best At-Bat Female and the MVP. Desmond Russell had the biggest bat, taking away the award for the most home runs. Mikel Bethel won the best defensive outfielder, and Darren Monomore was the winning pitcher for the Destroyers, Hitters, and Police Force Royals. And lastly in sports, Shavano Buddy Hield reaching 10,000 career points during the Golden State Warriors' 127-116 victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hield finished with just 8 points, 5 rebounds on the night, but proved he's one of the best bucket getters in the league. The Pinedale native is averaging 18 points a game while shooting 50% from the field and 49% from three-point range. And that's going to do it for sports, ladies and gents. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
It's happy hour at Prop Club Beach in the Grand Lucayan. Join them every Friday and Saturday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. for great food and drinks. Open Monday to Thursday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and until midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. Don't miss out.
The Forever Flower Shop. check out our new selection of artificial flowers and wreaths. Choose stems for your own projects or get a pre-made arrangement as a quick fix to a dull space. If you're a soon-to-be bride, inquire about bulk ordering for floral options that won't break the bank. It's all here at Island Bedding and Furniture, located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinary.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Cock the termite's former Salmus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Jade Champagne and The Rhythm presents 102.7 The Rhythm turns 3, and it's a big performance with Taurus Riley live. Taurus Riley live. Oh yeah, the hitmaker, the reggae icon, Taurus Riley live. Saturday, December 14th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Doors open at 8 p.m., showtime at 11 p.m. For 102.7 The Rhythm. Big birthday party with Taurus Riley. Live. Get tickets online now. TheRhythm3.com. And it's a big performance. Taurus Riley. Brought to you by Jade Champagne and The Rhythm. Saturday, December 14th, 102.7 The Rhythm. Turns 3 with Taurus Riley. Live.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team in the North, I'm Yolanda Thompson-Everest. Thank you so much for tuning in.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up with the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. The Prime Minister will address more than 200 countries represented at this year's Conference of Parties, or COP29 tomorrow. The Minister of Foreign Affairs outlines the summit's key agenda. Gary Corneille, ousted by the country's Transition Council less than 6 months after he took office. The two Valley Boys factions matter heard in the Supreme Court. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. As world leaders gather in Baku, Azerbaijan for COP29, the Bahamas is once again preparing to make its voice heard. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Fred Mitchell, outlined the key points for Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, who will address the conference. Our Devontae Hanna joins me live to tell us more about what we can expect. Devontae.
Well, Desmond, obviously today, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, that is, the Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, highlighted the critical climate issues Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, intends to bring to the forefront when he speaks at COP29. Now, Minister Mitchell emphasized that Prime Minister Davis will advocate for immediate global action to combat the severe impacts of climate change, which are already affecting the Bahamas and, of course, other small island developing states and vulnerable nations.
The conference is actually affected, though, more than anything else, I suspect, on the fact of the American elections and the incoming president and his position with regard to the science and their commitment to this. So everybody's watching very carefully. Don't think there's a political level representation by the Americans here. And so they'll be represented at a technical level. That may largely be because after the 20th of January, no one can say what the political position is going to be. But most people are committed all the same to trying to get this process to continue moving forward because we have no choice. The science is clear and the impacts are clear. And certainly for the Bahamas, it's an existential issue.
Well, the Prime Minister is expected to address delegates tomorrow on critical issues that he has been championing since coming into office. He will specifically address the Loss and Damage Fund and carbon credits, which is something he's spoken about for quite some time now. According to Minister Mitchell, he says the Prime Minister plans to urge wealthier nations to increase their support to fulfill existing commitments, as promised funds are essential for the Bahamas and other vulnerable nations to implement adaptive and resilient measures.
Tomorrow, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas will be delivering the statement on behalf of the Organization of African, Caribbean, and Pacific States at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's Baku time, which is 9 hours ahead of the Bahamas time. There's a real dispute or disagreement emerging here over how all of this is going to be funded and whether the developed countries are going to be putting up the money that they keep promising to put up and how it should be allocated between adaptation and mitigation on the one hand and, of course, the question of loss and damage on the other. So this is going to be very interesting, but the Prime Minister has an important role to deliver that statement on behalf of 79 countries tomorrow in the afternoon at 2 o'clock Baku time.
Well, Desmond, as you know, the Prime Minister, this will be his third time at COP, this time 2029 in Baku, and Prime Minister Davis, since coming into office, has been passionately tackling the issue of climate change that has been affecting us here in the Bahamas and across the region, becoming one of the leading voices for CARICOM, and we know that he will make us proud as he presents tomorrow to all of those delegates from around the world.
Thank you very much, Devontae. Great job. And Devontae's Hannah on the story for us tonight. More unrest in Haiti. Haitian Prime Minister Gary Corneille has been removed from office by a transitionary council through an executive order after just 6 months. Corneille was replaced by businessman Alex Philamin following ongoing violence and deep political turmoil in Haiti. Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, revealing the Bahamas, like the international community, keeping a watchful eye on the situation.
This is a very difficult period. It appears that there's a kind of political crisis in Haiti. The international community is not quite sure what to make of this. We've been in touch with the EPG from CARICOM. all the CARICOM leaders will be huddling here in Baku. The Americans have been consulted. We've also talked to the Canadians. The Prime Minister himself has said that the purported ouster is not effective and not legal. We don't know where that stands. So we're just in a situation where, we're watching and waiting to see what ensues and what develops. It is obviously quite difficult, and the hope is that at some point there'll be an intervention to the extent of some kind of mediation to see whether or not the sides can be brought together so that this matter can move forward.
The new examination for pilots across the Bahamas not sitting well with the Bahamas Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, administered by the Civil Aviation Authority. The pilots' main concern is that it does not appear relevant to aviation in the Bahamas. Association President Warnell Brown laments if such an exam is necessary for all Bahamian pilots, government should adopt a Bahamian examination instead.
There are a number of concerns that the Bahamas Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association would like to address. To begin with, the purpose of the exam that Civil Aviation Authority Bahamas is administering. The exam is wrong and irrelevant for any number of reasons, primarily the fact that the exam bears no resemblance to aviation here in the Bahamas and is based on another region. Secondly, the fees at Lindenpillen International Airport and other airports within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Over the years, we have noticed a steadily increase in fees. However, there has been a significant increase in fees in the last year, with no prior warning and no justification as to why these fees are always increasing.
We'll reach out to Civil Aviation Authority Board Chairman Devard Francis, who will provide us with a comment on the matter in a later newscast. While you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, there's more after this.
Some things that are undeniably Bahamian: a good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
KFC is giving you more to love with our KFC Bucket Meals with large size. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers and reach. KFC knows value, and it's finger licking good.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
Holiday season, the Ministry of Energy and Transport is bringing light back to Bahamian homes. Through our partnership with Bahamas Power and Light, we're offering the Merry and Bright Holiday Reconnection Program, so you can pay as little as 10% of your outstanding balance and get reconnected. Just in time for the holidays. Pay a little, light up a lot. The Ministry of Energy and Transport is committed to making sure no family is left in the dark this season.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Well, you're looking at a solid shot there of Marina Village at the Atlantis Resort, Paradise Island. Well, it's an unusual place they find themselves in, but attorneys for the two factions of the Volley Boys Junkanoo groups were in the Supreme Court today, and later this month, both factions of the Volley Boys will continue their heated battle over the official name of the group, as both parties have been approved to join the proceedings. The groups are expected to appear in court November 29th. At that time, it is expected for key issues to be addressed, including the injunction and the application for judicial review. The world-famous Volley Boys, led by Brian Adderley, and the Volley Boys The Way Forward, led by Trevor Davis, parted ways earlier this year and have been in a battle to decide which faction will represent the group during the upcoming parade. The Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence giving the reins to Adderley & Co., while Davis and The Way Forward will have to participate as a fun group. This is a story we will continue to follow, so stay tuned. While the Bahamas Public Schools' first ever Student of Distinction Society introduced its first cohort of students inducted into the program, Corbell Pfeiffer reports on how these students are being hailed for their academic and leadership achievements.
Recognizing that there's a growing number of high flyers or high achieving students in the public school system, the Ministry of Education, through its Enrichment and Enhancement Unit, has embarked on creating a Student of Distinction Society. Academic excellence, civil society involvement, leadership, punctuality, and attendance are among the qualifying criteria to be a part of this elite group. And Monday, the very first cohort of the new society, more than 90 students from public schools across the country, many sitting in virtually, were welcomed in by Acting Prime Minister and Education Minister Glenys Hanna-Martin.
There's a Latin phrase that says, carpe diem, seize the day, seize the day. Go ahead, do what you have to do, and all will stand and watch.
Officials continue to look for ways to close the gender gap in achievement, with female students consistently outperforming their male counterparts. So a very easy to understand lesson to these boys from the minister.
Boys, being brilliant is very sexy. Our great role models were brilliant men. We have some women also, but the great role models were brilliant men. My father was one of them. Brilliant men. Do not listen. Feel yourself, go with your strength, and don't let anyone stop you.
Education Director Dominique McCartney-Russell says over the next year, the students will be mentored, giving training in leadership and mentorship ahead of their official pinning in 2026.
We want to cultivate a culture of achievement, setting standards of excellence. We expect that you would be the role models, that you would inspire your peers to strive for similar achievements. And of course, you act as mentors to younger students. But we want to say to our parents, we're offering a good program. We want to create an ideal education program that allows students to excel and leave them in public school and allow them to excel through the public school system and watch them flourish in the system.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corbell Pfeiffer.
Well, the 1960s saw women here in the Bahamas enter an era of empowerment. After being allowed to vote and work in fields they typically weren't allowed to enter, while the Royal Bahamas Police Force continued their 60th year anniversary celebrations for women officers this morning at the Paul Farquharson Center with a special women's forum. Danielle Dean has a story.
Right now, the Royal Bahamas Police Force employs some 600 women, and that's a huge jump from the first female complement of 6 who began training on November 23rd, 1964.
Women in law enforcement have contributed significantly to the growth and development of the Royal Bahamas Police Force since 1964 to present. We as women are honored to be a part of this noble organization, especially as we reflect on the contributions, determination, and resilience of our predecessors that have contributed to the changes and the privileges that we women experience today.
As women on the force today reflected and celebrated, they acknowledged those that came before them and paved the way. Retired Deputy Commissioner of Police Ismella Davis Delancey recalled the moment retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Carolyn Bowe made history.
She is the matron of the first full female squad, C and D squad 1983. She had 21 girls and she was responsible for mothering us. And so thank you for the mentoring. Thank you for all that you've done.
Among others honored, Ms. Dorothy Davis, the first Bahamian woman to attain the rank of inspector on June 27, 1979, while also working as a prosecutor. The first woman police fingerprint expert and photographer, Assistant Superintendent Delmita Turnquest, who studied at Durham Constabulary in Durham, England in 1970. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, last month, the Minister of National Security admitted that we as a society are raising killers as children under the age of 19, being accused and charged with murder and other serious crimes. This is Rehabilitation Month, and the minister responsible continues to admonish that we care for children, all children for that matter. Diane Dorset reports.
Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the Honorable Miles Larota, calling on members of the community to support residents of the Stinson Penn Center for Boys and the Willamette Pratt Center for Girls.
The theme of the service, Rehabilitation Starts from Within, recognizes the need for internal changes. Change is necessary in life and essential for personal development. It is a journey that demands commitment, faith, and readiness to face the proverbial skeletons in our closet.
His comments came while addressing a special Rehabilitation Month church service focused on this year's theme, Rehabilitation Starts from Within. The service was attended by students of the Stinson Penn Center for Boys and the Willamette Pratt Center for Girls, various government ministry representatives, families, and supporters who came together in faith and reflection. He emphasized that rehabilitation is not only a personal journey, but one the whole community plays a role in.
And so we cannot, as Bahamians, give up on our children. We must continue to encourage them and to let them know the Bahamas need them. Not want them, the Bahamas need them.
Bahamas Harvest Church Senior Pastor Mario Moxie offered a Christian perspective connecting the theme to faith and spiritual growth. He shared that embracing rehabilitation as an internal process aligns deeply with the Christian values of forgiveness, self-reflection, and renewal.
The rehabilitation that God calls each and every one of us to is far deeper than some external reform. It's a transformation that begins deep within by renewing our minds, by restoring our hearts, and by redirecting our will. Amen? Only then can we reflect on God's grace and His mercy and His purpose for our lives. And we need that. Today, as we commit to this process, it is my prayer that we will be reminded that God is the master healer.
Throughout the month, events will focus on supporting individuals and families in their rehabilitation journey. As Pastor Moxie said, it's a journey that begins in the heart and mind, and with community and faith, lasting change is possible. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
It's good to be alive this holiday season. Alive is partnering with Western Air to bring 4 lucky Bahamian students home for the holidays for free. If you're a student studying in Florida, all you have to do is share a creative video showing us why it's good to be home for the holidays with the hashtags.
It's good to be home and it's good to be alive.
And don't forget to check out our live social media pages and bealive.com to see if you're eligible.
It's good to be alive when things free.
And it's even better to be home for the holidays.
Man, this ain't making no sense, man. How people making it out there, Dre?
If you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, you gotta learn how to budget. First, write down all of your income. Then, list out all of your expenses. And don't forget to save. Stop throwing away money. Put something aside for savings. And get this, government savings bonds can safely grow your money. So start budgeting, save your coins, and invest smart. Financial independence, wait, financial independence, wait. Learn how to invest in government savings bonds on the Central Bank of the Bahamas website.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Portion of the news is brought to you by RBC's Holiday Home and Auto Expo, November 16th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at RBC's JFK location in Royal Star House.
There's no such thing as health without mental health. Our Health Matters tonight, Darnell Dean has a sit-down with a therapist who talks about prevalent issues within her line of work and gets practical about ways to maintain and encourage a healthy mind.
Philippa Dean, personal development trainer and mental health therapist, listed common issues noticed among her clients who are typically millennial and female.
Most of the issues that I see revolve around interpersonal issues, intrapersonal issues, and they may look like trying to understand self. So increasing self-awareness. Why are there certain patterns that I exhibit in relationships? Whether those patterns come from why were they formed? And self-esteem is also another issue that we deal with.
Dean says it's easy to instruct persons to prioritize their mental health, but it's more important they feel they have something tangible to hold on to and work on.
It looks like loving you enough to craft out time within your day to take care of you. If you don't have time, or you believe you don't have time, because we find time for what we want to make time for, there are ways that you can incorporate self-care into your schedule. It doesn't have to be expensive, it doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be busy. It may simply look like taking a different route, the scenic route, yeah? Or maybe the seaside route on the way home. It may look like while you're sitting in traffic, what are you listening to? Listening to what's coming from your radio. It may also look like, you know what? I'm having lunch today, but I'm going to choose to go on Goodman's Bay or Montague Bay.
Gratitude, she added, is another important practice. She refers to it as medicine even, stating its benefit to the heart, soul, and life in general. However, she says most people focus on what they have received when thinking of gratitude, when they should in fact use the time to think about what's being done through them for others. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, LaDon and Marcellus joins us live to give us a sneak peek of Access Now. LaDon, I understand you're going on a snake expedition. What's up with that?
All right, Desmond, let me tell you, if you ever heard about snakes on the plane, guess what? There's a dragon, I think it's a dragonback rattlesnake that's running loose in Harbor Island. Diamondback, yes, that's the name, Diamondback, that's running loose in Harbor Island. Boy, I tell you,
that's what you get. You was playing with that snake. Now they said you're the snake expert.
And it looks as if it's multiplying. So what's going on, Desmond? We have all of that and more right here on Access Now.
Thanks very much. Stay with us. There's more after this.
One of the biggest decisions you will make when remodeling a kitchen is the design choice for your kitchen cabinets. Whether you want your kitchen to look modern or traditional, the Casablanca White Shaker cabinets will make a sound choice. Stop into Conard Bahamas today and let them enhance your kitchen with the Casablanca White Shaker cabinets. At Conard Bahamas, they also carry an array of Calacatta quartz countertops. Conard Bahamas, Sandy Port Nassau, Freeport Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Eleuthera.
People are going crazy for Popeyes around the world. Some have camped out for hours just to try our delicious chicken. This guy stocked up on 300 crunchy, juicy chicken sandwiches, just in case. And these lovebirds celebrated their wedding with the Popeyes cake. For real. We get it, y'all chicken lovers. Because we're just as crazy to marinate our chicken for 12 hours and make every piece by hand. That crazy love, we love.
In the Bahamas, island time is real. The history of Morris Lumber Company, established in 1945, is etched into the fabric of this proud island nation. It's a story that deserves to be celebrated in full color, and that's where we come in. Morris the Paint Place has been bringing color and vitality to homes and businesses across the Bahamas. Here, color is more than just a hue, it's a symbol of life. Together, we can paint a brighter future.
Don't get tricked this Halloween. Treat yourself to the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, $2.15. Nesca yellow grits, 1 pound, $1.39. Kraft mayonnaise, 30 ounce, $6.99. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $5.99. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.19 per pound. Wrap up October with the scary good prices at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Well, we want to wish our colleague Makushla Pinder a very happy birthday from all of us here at ZNS, especially the news and television production departments. Well, that does it for the National Report, but stay close. Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of